Hello everyone. Welcome to the lecture fourth of this data governance series. So today in this lecture we are going to discuss about the tools and technologies, capabilities, recent trends in data governance, leading some will see examples of leading tools which are used for the data governance, implementing data governance, the policies and procedures, metrics and KPIs. So we are going to discuss these topics in this lecture fourth of the data governance series. So before starting this topic, today's topic, which is tools and technologies, we'll quickly go through what we have learned so far. So till now we have seen uh, what is data governance, what is the requirement for data governance. We have seen the definition of this topic, key components, what are the frame governance frameworks, what can be the implementation steps, challenges and benefits. Data governance framework, so we have seen the definition and purpose, core components of data governance framework, policies and standards, processes, tools and technologies. We have also seen the data governance structures, the data governance council, data steward, data owners, and data users. We have seen organizational levels of data governance, the strategic level, tactical level, and operational level. We have also seen the frameworks which are used for data governance structure. So there were three type of models. First was centralized model, in which there is a centralized decision making. Second one was decentralized, and the third one was hybrid model, which consists of the centralized and decentralized both models. We have seen the processes and policies, communication and collaboration, the metrics which are used, and the challenges in data governance structures. As discussed in our last lectures, the data governance roles and responsibilities, the data governance council, what does data steward and the team do? What are the roles and responsibilities for data owners, data architect, data quality analyst, compliance officers, business users, IT data team, and executive sponsors. We have seen this diagram from the technology and the business viewpoint. The upper one is the business viewpoint, as there are data creators, data owners, data users, and the below one is the technology viewpoint, which is the golden source application consuming application. So 50% of the diagram shows the technology viewpoint, and the above 50% shows the business viewpoint. With an example, we have seen to establish data governance. We have seen a plan that firstly the objectives and roles should be objectives and scope should be properly defined. And we'll see few case studies in the last lecture of this series. So it will be a better learning experience, and we'll try to see what actual in real life what actual companies are doing and how they are implementing the data governance in their organization. So second is data governance framework. We need to define the roles and responsibilities for data governance council, data stewards, data owners. Then data management prep processes. So that will be two data management processes. One is data quality management. Second one is data lifecycle management. Data security and privacy, metrics and monitoring, that how we the targets need to be checked. Continuous improvement, training and communication, awareness programs and communication plan are the components of this training and communication. After this, we have seen data stewardship and ownership. We have learned about what is the importance of them, how they are correlated, the definitions and key components of data stewardship and data ownership. Then we have moved to data privacy and compliance. We have understood what is data privacy, what is data compliance, At the same time, we have also learned about the key principles of data privacy and compliance. So they were consent, purpose limitation, data minimization, accuracy, storage limitation, security, and transparency. So these were the key principles for data privacy. We have gone through the key regulation and standards. So GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, California Consumer Privacy Act, which is CCPA, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, which is PCIDSS. So these were the few standards. Then we have moved to the importance of data privacy and compliance in data governance. So risk mitigation, trust and reputation, operational efficiency, data integrity and quality, and cultural shift. These were the few importance of data privacy and compliance in data governance. Then we have learned about the implementation policies and how implementation policies of data privacy and compliance in data governance. So basically, we have seen the step approach. We have seen the data governance framework in this data mapping and inventory, regular audits and assessments, training and awareness programs, incident response plans, and privacy impact assessment in this PIAs in the data privacy and compliance. So just summarizing till now, so the data governance body, the entire organization ultimately has to ensure that proper data management across the organization takes place. So this is generally achieved by with well formulated processes and procedures and will be carried out by the different roles. So a large part of data governance work thus involves defining principles, policies, rules, and standards that fit the enterprise's goals and risk appetite. So few important things in this is the assigning roles and responsibility to data management processes, as we have seen in our previous slides. Identifying potential data sources and data owners and adding all of them to a central repository. Defining policies for correct data handling according to applicable regulations like GDPR for handling personally identified information, which is PII, and the regulations enacted by the Basel Community on banking supervision for financial institution. Defining quality levels for data at creation and distribution, including acceptable levels of outliers and assigning data quality responsibilities and monitoring follow-up. Defining the granularity of data lineage and what type of applications need to deliver it. Setting up a central classification scheme and repository for using, tagging, labeling, and securing the data. Studying the impact of new regulations on data management. Aligning with enterprise architecture to ensure policies are deeply embedded into the architecture. Determining what data must be mastered on a central level. Setting data lifecycle management policies, including for other information assets such as reports and dashboards. Defining schema and identification requirements and protocol standards for common data formats such as XML, CSV, etc. Ensuring the name guidelines of metadata, data types, and conventions such as snake case or camel case are defined. Ensuring the domain teams deliver metadata correctly. Working on creating a culture of data awareness, including ethics and the use of machine learning in certain contexts. Monitoring and instructing users to ensure the data models are maintained correctly. Developing methodologies and best practices for modeling data, developing ontologies, maintaining business glossaries, and so on. Maintaining the data catalog and ensuring all information assets are well described. identifying deviations from the data management disciplines and addressing associated risks, setting principles for data onboarding and consumption, developing other guidance, policies, and frameworks such as for randomly auditing the SQL query logs or dealing with external data. So now, people should be trust and ethical, social, and economic considerations. So the data governance body has an important role in developing a culture of responsible data use. It should guide the organization in holding roundtable discussions about data ethics and deciding upon and implementing rules and principles. These forums should be representative and could also include customers. The goal is to create awareness, set principles, and develop a culture with an ethical mindset and clear accountability. The data governance body should establish processes to ensure that information is collected about how data is used, where it originated, what considerations were made, and what ethical dilemma were discussed. This could result in forms with common guidelines that people have to fill in before data can be used. So, the data governance body has an important role in developing a culture which is responsible for the data use from the moment it should be created and to the point it should be deleted. The data governance body has a major role to play. Now, moving on to the main topic of our today's lecture, which is tools and technology. So, technology, which is so let's have a look at the technology dimension and application functions of metadata that come with it. So I have mentioned it several times that it is important to provide transparency and trust around data. Building such trust requires the data governance team and other teams to make metadata, which is data about data, available centrally via tools and platforms. The complexity here is that metadata is often scattered. Metadata is available only in the context of a platform or tool. So it is needed in an strategy for identifying and classifying application data and data owners more precisely. So additionally, an architecture for supporting application and repositories is needed to support this also. Hence, for data governance to be successful, it needs to be supported by few of the capabilities. So in the next slide, I have listed down few of the capabilities. So first is application repository. So this is a standalone central repository or IT service management system that keeps track of all unique applications and their IT owners. Additionally, this repository can hold information about production status, vendor products, and confidentiality, integrity, and availability ratings of the application based on the controls in place. The second one is list of golden sources and datasets, which is also known as LOGS. So this is a standalone repository that maintains an overview of all the unique data, including its ownership across the organization. Data on the logical level of datasets, could there be in multiple data owners in a single application, and several physical datasets can originate from the same application. The relationship between datasets and application consequently is a many-to-many relationship. Lastly, the LOGS application can keep track of classifications of individual data elements such as personal data, usage purposes, enterprise data usage, and limitations. The third one is data sharing agreement administration, which is also known as DSAA. This is a standalone application that registers all data sharing agreements between data owners, users, and consumers, including the purpose of data sharing, safeguards, conditions for modification, warranties, privacy restrictions, validity date, and so on. The DSA plays an important role in the security architecture, which we'll discuss later. This also acts as a policy administration point, which is PAP, or policy information point, PIP, for providing information to evaluate and issue authorization decisions. Next is metadata repository. A metadata repository is a database and the associated tools that help users find and manage information about the data. Modern repositories typically can also store additional metadata such as business terms, owners, origin, lineage, labels, classification, and so on. The last capability which is required is data scanners and profiling tools. So these are needed to process and examine data to collect information such as the level of data quality, schema information, and transformation and lineage information. The more advanced data catalogs incorporate these functionalities into their default offerings, but there are also offerings dedicated to scanning and profiling. So all of these data governance related tools should work together to provide an integrated view of all data. So now we'll just go back to our previous slide to discuss the data catalogs, data quality tools, etc. So the field of data governance has evolved significantly over the period of time with advancements in tools and technologies that facilitate better data management, compliance, and security. These tools and technologies are essential for implementing data governance frameworks effectively and ensuring data quality, privacy, and integrity. We'll look at few of the concepts, recent developments, and examples in this area. First, we'll talk about the data catalogs. So the purpose of data catalogs helps organizations inventory and classify their data sets, making it easier to find, understand, and manage data. So by the name, we can see what does a catalog do. It helps us, it makes us easy to find, understand, and manage whatever we are trying to understand and see. In this case, the data catalogs help organizations inventory and classify their data assets, making it easier to find, understand, and manage the data. Second is functionality. So a functionality of data catalogs include metadata management, data lineage tracking, and data quality metrics. Some recent developments are machine learning and artificial intelligence AI, which are increasingly being integrated into data catalogs to enhance metadata extraction and automate data discovery. Some examples are Colibra and Informatica in this case. Now we'll move on to the data quality tools. So the purpose of tools is to ensure that data is accurate, complete, consistent, and timely. The functionality offers capabilities such as data profiling, cleansing, monitoring, and validation. Recent developments in this field again are the real-time data quality monitoring and AI-driven data quality improvements are becoming very common features. Some examples are Trifecta and SAS data quality. The third one is data governance platforms. The purpose of these data governance platforms is comprehensive platforms that provide end-to-end solutions for data governance, encompassing policy management, role assignments, and compliance tracking. The functionality of this data governance platform is that they allow organizations to define, manage, and enforce data governance policies across various data domains. Some recent developments in this field of data governance platform is that it has been integrated with cloud services and collaborative features for stakeholders to engage in data governance processes. Some examples of this is IBM Watson Knowledge Catalog and Microsoft Purview. So till now we have discussed the first three key concepts in data governance tools and technologies. First was data catalogs. So they help in organizations inventory to classify their data assets, making it easier to find, understand, and manage data. Data quality tools ensure that data is accurate, complete, consistent, and timely. The data governance platforms provide end-to-end solutions for data governance, encompassing policy management, role assignments, and compliance tracking. Now we'll move on to the fourth concept of tools and technology, which is data security and privacy tools. The purpose of data security and privacy tools is to focus on protecting sensitive data and ensuring compliance with regulations like GDPR and CCPA. We have already learned about these two regulations in our previous lectures. The functionality include data masking, encryption, access controls, and audit logging. Recent developments in this area are automated compliance check and AI-driven risk assessment capabilities by enhancing security measures. Some examples of this is big ID and semantic data loss prevention. The fifth one is data master data management, MDM solutions. So purpose of MDM is to ensure consistency and accuracy of critical business data across the organization. The functionality is that they provide a single trusted view of master data entities like customers, products, and suppliers. Some recent developments in this field are the cloud-based MDM solutions and the use of artificial intelligence for entity resolution and data matching, which are on the rise. SAP Master Data Governance, Oracle MDM are few of the examples of this concept. The second last point is the data lineage tool. So the purpose of data lineage tools track the flow of data through systems, showing how data is transformed, processed, and used. The functionality is that they help visualize data flows, aiding in impact analysis and compliance audits. Recent developments in this field is the enhanced visualization capabilities and integration with the cloud data platform. Apache Atlas, Collibra Data Lineage, and Talent Data Lineage are few of the examples. The last point is collaboration and workflow management tools. So the purpose of these tools is to facilitate collaboration among data stewards, owners, and stakeholders involved in the data governance. The functionality is that they support workflow automation, task assignments, and documentation of data processing of governance processes. Recent developments in this field is the integration with project management and collaboration tools like Slack and Microsoft Teams. Jira, Sana are few of the examples of collaboration workflow management tools. So we have seen the key concepts which are in data governance tools and technologies. Now we'll see the recent trends in data governance tools and technologies. So first is AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning integration. So artificial intelligence and machine learning are transforming data governance by automating data classification, anomaly detection, and data quality improvements, making governance more efficient and proactive. The second emerging trend in this field is the cloud-based solutions. The shift to cloud services has led to the development of cloud-native data governance tools that provide scalability, flexibility, and ease of integration with other cloud applications. Self-service data governance. Tools are increasingly enabling business users to manage their own data governance processes through self-service capabilities, empowering them to take ownership of data quality and compliance. The fourth emerging trend is the real-time data governance. So with the rise of real-time analytics, there is a growing demand for tools that can govern data in real time, ensuring compliance and quality as data is ingested and processed. The fifth is the focus on data privacy. Giving the increasing number of data protection regulations, tools that emphasize data privacy management, such as data discovery and risk assessment, are becoming essential in our day-to-day scenario. Some of the leading tools which are used in this field are Colibra, which offers a comprehensive data governance platform that integrates data cataloging, policy management, and data lineage tracking. Informatica, which provides a robust suite of data governance tools, including data quality, MDM, and data privacy solutions. Alation, which focuses on data catalogs and AI-driven metadata management and data discovery capabilities. Big ID specializes in data privacy management, helping organizations discover, classify, and protect sensitive data. Talent offers data integration and quality tools with features for data governance, including data profiling and lineage. Now, before moving on to the next topic, which is implementing data governance, the policy and procedures, we'll just quickly summarize the tools and technologies. So, tools and technologies in the data governance field are essential for organizations looking to manage their data assets effectively. With the rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and regulatory frameworks, organizations must stay abreast of these developments to ensure they can implement robust data governance practices. By leveraging these tools, organizations can enhance data quality, ensure compliance, and ultimately derive greater value from their data assets. Now, moving on to our next topic, which is implementing data governance policies and procedures. So implementing data governance policies and procedures is crucial for ensuring that an organization manages its data assets effectively and responsibly. Now we'll talk about the steps to implement data governance policies and procedures. So first step would be defining the data governance framework, in which it will be establishing the objectives and identification of the stakeholders. So establishing an objective means to identify the goals of the data governance initiative like compliance, data quality, data security, etc. Identification of the stakeholders like engaging key stakeholders from various departments like IT, compliance, legal, business units to ensure a holistic approach. Now we'll move on to the second point, which is conducting a data inventory and assessment. So inventory data assets catalog all data assets across the organization, including structured and unstructured data, assess current state, evaluate the current state of data management, quality, and compliance. So before moving on to the third one, which is develop data governance policies, I'll quickly tell you an illustration about the how to define the data governance framework. So a visual representation of the data governance framework can include a pyramid of layers showing objectives at the top, followed by stakeholders, policies, processes, and tools at the base. So for conducting a data inventory and assessment, it can be use a data inventory spreadsheet listing data sources, owners, data types, and quality metrics. The next is develop data governance policies. So policy creation. So draft policies covering key areas such as data as access, data quality, data privacy, data security, and data retention. Stakeholder review. Circulate policies among stakeholders for feedback and refinement. A flowchart showing the policy development process from initial drafting to stakeholder review and final approval. Establishing roles and responsibilities. So data stewardship, defining roles such as data owners, data stewards, and data custodians, outlining their responsibilities. Governance council, form a data governance council or committee to oversee governance activities and decision making. An illustration can be an organizational chart, maybe showing the hierarchy of data governance roles with responsibilities linked to each position. Implementation of data governance procedures, SOPs, standard operating procedures, to create detailed SOPs for data management practices, including data entry, data quality checks, and incident response. Training and awareness, developing training programs to educate employees about policies and their responsibilities in data governance. So illustration can be as a checklist of SOP can be prepared, such as data classification, data quality assessment, and data access requests to guide users through procedures. The next is monitor and audit data governance practices. Regular audit should be there, performance metrics should be there. So conduct periodic audits to ensure compliance and policies and assess the effectiveness of governance practices. Performance metrics, so key establishing key performance indicators, KPIs, to measure the success of data governance initiatives such as data quality scores and policy adherence rates. So for this, a dashboard displaying metrics like data quality scores over time, audit findings, and compliance rates can be prepared. The last one is continuous improvement. So feedback mechanism can be designed, iterative updates like implementation, a process of collecting feedbacks from stakeholders on governance policies and procedures. Iterative updates may include regular review and update policies and procedures to adapt to changing regulatory requirements and business needs. So for this, a cycle diagram showing the continuous improvement process can be prepared with the PDCA approach, which is plan, do, check, and net approach. Now we'll discuss few examples of policies and procedures. So the data access policy, the purpose of this data access policy is to define who can access the data, which data based on roles and responsibilities. So for this, employees must submit a data access request form to the data owner for approval. The second can be data quality policy, so to ensure the accurate, complete, and reliable data is there. For this, data stewards can conduct monthly data quality assessments for report findings to the governance council. The third one can be the data retention policy. For this, this can specify how long different types of data can be retained. Policy procedure can be to create a retention schedule that classifies data types and defines retention periods, maybe for say 5 years, 7 years, or depends on the organizational goals and vision. Next can be the incident response procedure to outline steps to take in case of a data breach or security incident. To implement this, the Data Governance Council can get a notification or notify within 24 hours containing the breach and conduct a post-incident review. To summarize this topic, so implementing data governance policies and procedures is a systematic process that requires careful planning, stakeholder engagement, and ongoing management. By following the steps and utilizing relevant illustrations, organizations can establish a robust data governance framework that ensures data quality, compliance, and security. Continuous monitoring and improvement will help adapt to evolving data challenges and regulatory requirements, ultimately leading to better data management and strategic decision making. Now we'll discuss about the metrics and KPIs in our next lecture.